Welcome everybody to Bugbears and Brews. My name is Brian and today we're recapping the 20th session of our Tomb of Annihilation campaign. So we missed a week. We didn't play on Valentine's Day because I wanted to surprise my wife and cook her a really nice dinner. You guys thought I was a chump, but you know what? I love my wife. So real life before games. And I'm drinking a very delicious yet foofy kind of butter shots and Vernors. It's like drinking like straight up butterscotch. This is my first one. I'm not drunk. I just, for some reason, couldn't say butterscotch. So start off with you guys hanging out in that maze temple. I think it was the Aijin. To kind of wait out the Yuan-ti that are looking for you. You guys gave it about an hour and a half or so, got a short rest out of it. Decided, you know what, let's go ahead and start searching around and see what we can do. Which the discussion for what your guys' game plan was took a little bit longer. You know, but whatever, we got there. So we decided we're going to head north, and you're going to try to get back to that temple that you guys were on your way to when the Yuan-ti originally kind of scared you off. So we're going to hang out, head north along the river, kind of duck in and out of alleyways and whatnot, and try to be stealthy. On the way up, you didn't have great stealth checks, but you did manage to hide before a group of Yuan-ti saw you. So you were heading down this alleyway, you heard some Yuan-ti coming, so you guys ducked quickly into this room. And as you're in this room, you're looking around, everybody's kind of hiding, taking in the scenery. You guys see a group of grung, the frog people, and they're looking at you, you're looking at them. They're still slowly like pulling out darts, kind of measuring what they're gonna do. And luckily you guys remembered that the translator knew grung. So even though you guys started saying like, frog people, or frogs, I think, instead of frog people, and that was really starting to irritate them, you guys were able to calm the situation. You guys were like, hey, we're hiding out too. You presume that they were hiding from the Yuan-ti. They kind of confirmed that they hide from the Yuan-ti. They have a pretty cohabitation type situation going on with the Yuan-ti. However, when the Yuan-ti are riled up like they are right now, they try to stay out of their way because they just get a little aggressive. And so you guys, talked about it for a little bit. You weren't able to get a whole lot out of the grung, but you didn't really try to get a whole lot. Essentially, you're like, hey, what do you know about the Yuan-ti? And they're like, we stay out of their way, they stay out of ours. That was about it. And after that, you guys didn't want to pursue anything else, so you guys gave it like 5 minutes post Yuan-ti passing, and you continued heading north. Made it to the shrine. Okay, the shrine was the shrine to Wango, who is the Sioux monster old god. And this shrine had 5 entrances. 4 of the entrances led to these little alcoves that had masks in them. And there was a mask of a lion, a zebra, a boar, and a vulture. And then in the center entrance, it opened up to this giant statue of presumably Wango holding cupped hands, and there was a little pool of water behind the statue. And there was a riddle to solve, and it was the clue that it gave you was Wango's friend knows where to pour the water. Damn, that's good. Looking at looking at each of the alcoves in the masks, they all had a little different sentence explaining what all happened. So like the lion was, I ate the boar's only friend or something like that. The boar was like, my only friend starved to death. The zebra was like, the vulture's lucky to be alive, and then the vulture was, one of the others has no friends, something like that. The main thing is it was a logic puzzle to determine which of the masks were the friend. And this was important because when you look through each of the masks, there was a different section or different hand or foot that was highlighted, called out for where you should pour the water. So you guys took a little bit of time figuring this out. You kind of went through a couple different paths, and you're kind of boiled down to you guys were debating between the zebra and the vulture, and you guys were getting ready to go to pour the water on the zebra highlighted hand when Don called out and said, "Hey, you know what? Let's think about this a little bit more." He actually, I heard him kind of mumbling to himself over on the far side of the table, even though it was really hard to hear. And he was like, "Hey, let's think about this. I'll run down what I have, and let's just confirm this." And he ran through it, and his logic showed that it was the vulture. And so you guys listened to it, and everybody agreed. You guys were kind of debating one way or another which one it was, and hearing this kind of thought out, he kind of laid it out like a logic puzzle, went over it. You guys all agreed, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the vulture. And so Leorin grabbed a cup of water from the basin and poured it into the hand for the vulture, the one that was highlighted for the vulture, and then a puzzle cube started appearing on the monkey's forehead, and then Leorin heard a voice in his head. And the voice said, "Grab the cube and curse your friends, or fight my children and take the cube as a reward." And he didn't quite, Jose didn't quite interpret that the right way. And so he grabbed the cube and he's like, "Hey guys, get ready, prepare yourselves." And he grabbed the cube, and so his friends were cursed. He was expecting combat to break out. He was thinking the other way around. And so I had everybody that looked through a mask roll for a con save, I think it was. 2 people failed, 2 people made it. And 2 people failed. Jose himself, Leorin, became a zebra, and Oric became a vulture. And so Oric was outside. He immediately took off into the air. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to go find something to eat." He went off and wound up finding some bits to nibble on from some of the dinos that you guys took care of earlier. Leorin, before he could run away, was kind of lassoed up by Obrecht. He kind of lassoed him up, and the guys tried a couple different things. Maybe the water from the shrine might restore him. Nobody had some form of restoration. We got to figure this out. And so after a couple minutes of brainstorming and thinking up and a couple arcana checks, you guys decided this is either a polymorph or a true polymorph. And so not sure what to do. Navarre, while walking the zebra, kind of like prison shanked with the hilt of his dagger, and wound up taking the zebra down to absolute 0. So not even in the negatives, but to 0. And the zebra collapsed, and he's like, "Oh, this is truly polymorph." And all of a sudden, as the zebra's laying there, the orange starts coming back in, and it's like, "What the hell just happened? I have these really weird kind of dreams things here." He can kind of had a vague recollection of what was going on as a zebra, but not totally. So that said, you guys are all right. Well, let's go find Tim, Oric the vulture, and figure out where he is. Last you saw, he was heading off to go get his food. In the meantime, he was rolling, like every now and then he'd roll an 8-sided die, depending on the side it landed on was the direction he flew. So he went over by the palace. He then flew up north towards the cliffside. And as he was doing that, he kind of was heading back your way, and you guys caught a glimpse of him. And Navarro's like, "You know what? I'm going to go send," I forget what his name of his owl is, but he's like, "I'm going to go send the owl out there, use it." And he kind of used, what was it? Beforehand, he did the breath weapon. He cast it on the owl. That way the owl can cast it through there, or I forget how the mechanics of that one quite work out. Use the owl, I think you can control it for up to a minute or something like that. And way off, started chasing this vulture. kind of wrangled it around and whatnot, and wound up hitting it and took it down. I don't remember if it was just the right amount of hit points or if it was a little bit over. I forget the exact on the damage. The damage was really low. I think the damage was like 7 or something like that. The vulture only had like 5 hit points, something along those lines. So the vulture starts falling and it starts reverting into Oric, and the vulture was 70 some odd feet up. And so here Oric takes 76 falling damage. Not as bad as we thought. It was only like 26 or something like that damage all in all. But as he landed, big puff of smoke or big puff of debris goes up, loud crash. You guys are, all right, we know where he is. He's that way. And as you guys start heading, like getting ready to head off that way, you guys start hearing the same war horn type deals that you heard before from the Yuan-ti. So you guys double timed it, hurried up, made your way to Oric, and you're like, you know what? We're sick of running. Let's make our last stand. We'll try to hide and ambush them. Sadly, you guys didn't hide very well, and so it was a fight that you guys dug into. You really got into this big fight. You didn't get your surprise round like you were hoping, and it was not looking well because it was 21, I think, altogether. 21-7. I was really worried about this. To start, I gave you guys all inspiration for doing like an Alamo last stand. Do your little Alamo thing. I didn't even bother putting down all the minis. I just kind of said, here's a group of 4, here's a group of 6, here's a group of 2, and so on. You start out awesomely, I think, with... I don't remember what the hell the spell that Navarre used. Damn it. He used a good one, though, that took out, incapacitated 6 of the guys immediately. Carr immediately started shooting and throwing off a lightning bolt, hit 4 guys in the line. Barlow was using some very good uses of burning hands. Let's see here. Freaking Sai just annihilating this guy. He hit this one guy for 10 damage several times in a row. Like, just 10 damage, I think it was 4 times in a row altogether. Each time you hit him, it was 10 damage, 10 damage, 10 damage. So that was pretty cool. Obrecht, he wound up his first attack, or his first turn, he wound up using his battle master stuff to do the menacing attack, and I wound up failing every single one of my saves. Long story short, you guys absolutely started handling these guys like they were chumps. Part of it was because, you guys, I kind of gave you guys a good positioning to start with, so you guys had some cover on the first round before they got to you, which, I gave you guys increased AC for. And then from there on out, you guys rolled good, and I rolled like shit. I rolled like shit with Fantasy Grounds, even though this was an in-person game. I tend to use Fantasy Grounds lately for keeping track of hit points and that kind of stuff versus my spreadsheet that I used to use, or worrying about printing out my stat sheets and whatnot. It's just a little bit cleaner, all in all. So I was rolling like crap with that. I then switched to my real dice just to make sure you guys know I wasn't pulling any punches, and just time and time again, poor rolls. And it doesn't help that the Yuan-ti don't exactly have a great attack bonus either. So yeah, you guys, we had to stop mid-fight, but compared to where I thought this was going to be a very one-sided fight, you guys have done a very good job of holding your own. I think you've killed, so you still have the 6 incapacitated. You have 4 that are feared, so that's right there, half of them down, or half of them gone. Not gone, but like out of the equation for the time being. And I think there's 3 of them officially dead. There's the one that Sai took on his own, and then I think Oric chopped into one with the assist. He helped Barlow out, chopped into one, and then I think I don't remember who took down the other one. a lot of people were just kind of, let's hit everybody, let's just keep on hitting, see what's going on there. I think Carr took one down with another lightning bolt, I think is what happened. And I think there's one guy that's blind there. I don't remember if that guy died or not. So, interesting session. The logic puzzle shrine was fun. I liked it. You guys figured out quicker than figured it out in a time I was comfortable with. I really didn't want to give you guys hints on this. You know, luckily, you know, I don't know. I liked the logic puzzle. Yeah, I thought it was well timed. I didn't have to drop you any hints. I liked that. I think the best part about the logic puzzle one was Jose really wanted to do the fight, and he misunderstood and instead wound up cursing some of his buddies. I was a bit bummed that you guys figured out, hey, if we drop them to 0 hit points, they will revert back. So that was kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. And then I was really surprised first off that you guys wanted to make a stand. And then, so against the Yuan-ti. And then when you did make a stand, when you guys actually found out how many guys there were, I was really surprised that you still made that stand and were like, you know, didn't just give up or something like that. And then the piss poor that I rolled compared to the great rolls on your guys' side, and that I was just amazed. So next week we'll be picking up. We're still not level 7. We're still waiting to get that level 7 mark. We'll get there. It's not a big deal because there's still plenty of game left. We're still not even. We now have 6 out of 9 shrines done. I'm gonna go sit down, enjoy the rest of this, and I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. Bye.